Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's clip, I'd like to show you a brand new mounting solution for your Osmo Pocket that I think you're going to really like. Now when my Osmo Pocket first arrived, I immediately started searching for a mount for this little guy so I could take him with me everywhere. Now as much as I love walking around and capturing footage, holding him in my hand, there are times where I want to have a hands-free mount. Maybe I've got it stuck to my windshield or I've got it on a hat if I'm walking through the woods. And the challenge is that DJI didn't include any native mounting options on the product itself. It would be great if there was like a 1/4-inch thread on the bottom where I could stick it on one of my tripods, or maybe a flange on the back that was permanently attached that I could use some of my GoPro accessories, but neither of those are on the product. And that's not unusual. A lot of the products out there, a lot of the action cameras, like the GoPro for example, you've got to slide that into a cage to actually mount it to something. The only one I know that has that type of native mounting solution is the Sony product. Their action camera has a 1/4-inch thread on the bottom, but either way, it doesn't matter. I knew I had to get a mount for it. So the other challenge is that when products like this come out, accessory companies all over the world start churning out a ton of accessories that look great on their website, and you'll go there and see it and like it, you'll order it, bring it home, and then some of them don't work out so great. So what I like to do is to buy a ton of accessories, bring them in the shop, and then use them for a couple of weeks and try to weed out the good ones from the not so good ones. Then I'll put a clip like this together. Now the other thing I do want to mention is that the mounts for the Osmo Pocket tend to fall in one of two categories. They're either friction mounts or their clamp mounts. Now I've done a review on the clamp mount already. DJI released one called their accessory mount, which basically snaps around the front and you snap it closed and it holds it that way. Today I'm going to talk about a friction mount. And what I like about friction mounts is that they're extremely easy to use and you're not fumbling around with a lot of latches and things to get them on there. And that's important to me because whenever I evaluate an accessory, I want it to be really simple to use. So if I'm outside and it's cold, I don't want to take my gloves off to use the accessory. I don't want to spend a lot of time putting an accessory on a product. I also want the accessory to be reasonably priced. I don't like very expensive accessories. Something that's less expensive that works is the perfect solution for me. Then the last thing is I really want an accessory to be versatile. And what I mean by that is if I find a mount for this, I'd love for it to be a mount that I can use with existing tripods and things that I already own. Plus I would love if that mount worked with a lot of the GoPro mounts that I've got, because I've got a ton of GoPro gear and I want something that'll work on both sides of that. I think I found the perfect solution. So this is a friction mount that basically holds this Osmo Pocket in the very bottom. So you slide it down inside there. It takes a little force to get it in there, and that's important because you don't want it popping out once it's in there. The reason it holds it so well is because inside of this, it's lined with a very pliable rubber. So when you slide it down inside there, that rubber compresses and then expands to hold it nice and tight. And again, it's not coming out of there. The beauty of this mount is that it's both a standard mount, meaning it's got a 1/4-inch thread on the bottom, and it's also set up for a GoPro. So let me take the base off here. You can use it either way, and I'll show you how to use both in a second. But the mount itself looks like this, and it's got a 3-finger attachment on the bottom, so you can use it with any GoPro accessory at all. I'm not going to strap them all in there, but this is a clip for your pocket, so you can put it on there, you can spin it up, and you can walk through the woods like this and strap it on your backpack or clip it on your pocket. You could even clip this on a hat and have it face that direction. I have to spin it around for that, but I've used it on my hat quite a bit. So if I snap it on the hat, I can have it up here. You can use a hat that has a permanent GoPro attachment on it if you want. But the beauty of this is, in addition to all the GoPro stuff it works with, if you have a standard clamp, you can use one of the clamps on it. So it's set up for GoPro, but the minute I put it into this base, I now add the ability to attach it to 1/4-inch setup. So you can use this on your tripod. So you can basically screw that onto your tripod and have it stand on your tripod on existing gear you already own. The other part I love about it is that I go out on the road a lot and I need something that I can use as a selfie stick. I can use it sort of as a freestanding tripod. So there are two other accessories that I use quite often. The first one is what I'll call a tabletop tripod. And this is a small tripod that fits on the bottom that you basically just spin on to the 1/4-inch threads. And once it's attached, you can set this up on your table or on some chair near you or whatever, a bookcase, whatever you happen to be. Once you slide your Osmo Pocket in there and turn it on, I can now do vlogging from a table. So I've got the face recognition in there that'll follow me when I move, and it's the perfect height to actually use this thing on a table or, like I said, a bookshelf or someplace that's a little bit higher that faces you. You can also use this as a selfie stick. It's a very short one, but it gives you a little extended reach out beyond your arm's length. The other thing you can do, and this is where this gets really interesting, and I guess this is sort of a system, is I have this, let me set this guy down a second. I have this Extendo Rod. It's sort of a selfie stick attachment. You hold the top, you spin the bottom, and it'll extend out in different sections, different lengths to 26 inches. So this is nice and long, and this will go right on the bottom of it as well. So if I need a little extra length, I have this with me, and I have plenty of length now. to extend it as far as I want. And I can even shorten this a little bit if I want, section by section, so I can get it closer and closer. The reason that's important for me is that on the bottom of this, I've also got a 1/4 inch turn. So what I like to do is to bring my tripod with me as one unit like this, and that gives me extended range. And then if I have to do some close-in video footage, I can spin this down. Let me just collapse that one more time, maybe here. Put the feet down, and I can set this at any particular height I want. So I can do vlogs like this if I want. I'm going to spin that in tight. I can do vlogs like this if I want. If I want to extend it, it extends up to 26 inches, so it's pretty high. It's not quite eyeline height, but you can stand it on something if you're out in the field as well and get a great perspective on it. But this combination for me really gives me everything I need to use this particular product out in the field. And again, the beautiful part is that it works with both the 1/4 inch turn, like I'd mentioned, and it'll work with all my GoPro accessories as well. So this mount in general is, to me, it's like I want to say the Swiss Army knife, but I use that term an awful lot, but it really is kind of the perfect ultimate mount to use with any setup I've got. And when I go out on the road, I'll typically bring what you see here on the table. I can fit that in my backpack and I have everything I need. So I've got my hat mount, I've got a standard mount I can glue onto a helmet or whatever I want to glue it on, and I've got my extension stick or my selfie sticks as well as my tripod. All of this fits in a backpack, very, very small. And the mount itself is very high quality. It's made out of high impact plastic, so it's not going to break on you. It takes a little bit of effort to get it back out at the end, but that's exactly what you want, because the challenge is some of these friction mounts that I've seen and I've tested have really thin rubber inside, or they've got a plastic inside that's kind of tight, and you'll find that maybe the first couple of times you put it in there, it'll stick in pretty well, but the 4th or 5th time you put it in, when you hold it upside down, have your hand underneath it because your Osmo Pocket's going to pop out of it. This one I've been using for about 3 weeks. Rock solid. It doesn't shrink. The rubber hangs in there. It doesn't fray. So it's a really decent mount. And again, I love the fact that it's got both the 1/4 inch turn on the bottom for tripods and all the accessories you already own, and it's got the finger mount on the bottom to use with the GoPro accessories. And the beautiful part is it's not that expensive. It's less than 13 bucks, less than 14 bucks for the whole setup. Now, I have this available on the website, as I say often. You can probably find them all over the web, but if you want to find this particular one, it's on the website. I also have the selfie stick on the website. I have the tripod on the website. So if you want to get this by itself, or you want to get all of them together, we have that stuff available. Mostly, I just wanted to make you aware of the fact that I'm going to be reviewing a ton more of these accessories. I do have a clamp mount that I'm reviewing right now that I like an awful lot, and I did the DJI clamp mount as well. That's a pretty good product as well, but this one's a little bit more flexible in the way it mounts onto the Osmo Pocket. So stay tuned for that, and I'll do that clip next week. I also have a clamp mount for using your phone, where you hold your phone and the Osmo together, because one of the challenges with the Osmo is when you're holding it up to your phone, it can be a little bit wonky as far as how it holds on there. So I've got a mount that actually fixes those two together, and I'll be reviewing that one as well. But for today, I really wanted to talk about this friction mount because, man, this is the one I reach for more than anything else, and it just works. I've had it out in the field, like I said, for a couple of weeks, and it just does everything I need it to do, and it's very easy to use. So that's pretty much it for today. If you have any questions about anything I've covered today, drop them in the comments below. If you need to pick up any of these items, again, they're on our website. I'll put a link down there below, but you probably can find them all over the web. But, you know, if you want to support the channel, hit the website. We'd appreciate that. I think that's all I had. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and happy flying.